Backyard Brains video lab, we bring you our newest exciting preparation, the Rubber-Roach. To get started, you want to learn how to build your own electrodes. If you purchased a Rubber-Roach kit from us, we included a few electrodes pre-assembled for you. But as you become more advanced and do more and more experiments, you're going to want to learn how to build your own. We take the common electrical component, the header, which you can buy from DigiKey or Mouser, and cut them into 3 connector segments. Then you want to carefully sand each side of the header so that it will become greedy, which will make it easier to glue, which you will understand very soon why we do that. I've sped up the sanding process in the interest of time. To interface with the cockroach nervous system, we use very fine silver wire from AM Systems. This is 0.003 inches in diameter, and you want to cut 3 separate pieces of each approximately being 1 to 1 1/4 inches in length. Using a lighter, now burn off approximately 1/8 inch of the Teflon insulation off the silver wire segments you just made. This requires a bit of finesse, as if you hold the wire too close you can actually melt the silver. Do this for both ends of each wire segment you cut. Now to solder the fine silver wire to the connector, we use a standard Radio Shack product with 2% silver in it. We make the silver wire into a loop, and we lay all 3 across the 3 connector segments. Now grab your favorite soldering iron and solder the 3 wires to the 3 connectors. Make sure each connection is distinct and that there are no shorts. And voila! You've now made your electrode. Now it's time for the biology. Take your colony of cockroaches, grab your largest discoid, and put him in the ice water. The ice water serves as the anesthetic. After a few minutes, he will stop moving and will be ready for the next step. Now the reason cockroaches are such experts at getting into very, very small places is that their whole body is covered with a very slippery wax, which is very, very difficult to glue to. Thus, we're going to sand a little bit of this wax off of his pronotum. Now we're going to glue the connector. The superglue we enjoy is the Loctite Superglue Control Gel. It's not as runny as normal cyanoacrylate and very, very easy to control. Glue a little bit on his pronotum. Now, carefully place the connector onto the cockroach, with the solder points pointing towards the anterior end. The connection will be strong enough within 1 to 2 minutes. Now for the hardest step of this surgery. I have not figured out an easier way to do this. You need to put your ground wire into the thorax of the cockroach. Carefully splay one of his wings and secure it with silly putty. Now wipe off the excess water from the ice water anesthesia off his thorax with a Q-tip. Now again, since we're at a glue step, we're going to lightly sand the waxy coating of the thorax with a small bit of sandpaper. And with our Q-tip, we're going to again soak up the excess moisture from the ice water anesthesia. Now with a small needle, you can buy these at the drugstore, you want to lightly poke the exoskeleton of his thorax. Now very carefully place the lefternmost wire, park it in the small hole you just made in the thorax. This is a very, very hard step to do, as the wire will easily crumple on itself. You may find this takes multiple attempts to get it parked. Now, with a splinter of wood, take a small piece of superglue and place it on the wire just above where it goes into the thorax. You may find using a magnifying glass helps you, while I was shooting this video, it was easier for me not to use it. So I've put just a little bit of glue right above where it's parked, and then with my forceps, I'm carefully lowering the wire about 1 to 3 millimeters below the surface so that it's in contact with the saline of the body. I put a little bit more super glue on top of where I just inserted it, remove the silly putty, and fold the wing back over to its natural position. Now is a good time to put the cockroach back in ice water anesthesia for a couple minutes. Now it's time to insert the antenna stimulating wires. Using your forceps, splay the antenna out, and then, with your scissors, cut the antenna down to with only 1/8 to 1/4 inch left. The antenna are hollow, fluid-filled structures with a nerve running down the center. Now you're going to position the middlemost wire to go into the cockroach left side. Park it just into the antenna. Don't put it all the way in. Now, as you did before, apply a little bit of super glue to the wire just above where you parked it. And then using your forceps, put the wire approximately 2 to 4 millimeters into the antenna. The point is to get the super glue just inside the inner ring of the antenna so it sticks on the inside. Otherwise, it will slip out very easily. Put some more super glue around the antenna wire interface, and now put the cockroach back in the ice anesthesia. After a couple minutes, then repeat for the remaining antenna and the remaining wire.